Alright, hello everybody, this is Zacharias. We're back with more of Avadon 2, The Corruption. So let's continue on here. We're in the area of Troezen now. You stumble away from the pylon. You are getting better at recovering from the effects of being flung hundreds of miles in an instant, but the dizziness and the nausea are inevitable. When your vision clears, you look around. You are in a small, pleasant grove. This pylon is not neglected like others you have seen. Someone has been coming here regularly to rake the leaves and scrape off the moss. The path reaches a well-traveled north-south road. To the north, you can see the small port town of Troezen. Darram is known to be a lovely country. The town of Troezen is very pleasant, with wide open spaces partitioned by iron fences. The occasional barge lands at its docks, dropping off or picking up goods. Darram is the center of trade in both objects and ideas. The main thing you need here is information. Xenophon is the leader here. If you can find him, he can tell you where to go. You need to find a safe way to the Taiwan Empire in the name of the contact who will help you there. Okay, as always, I like to scout out the area a little bit before I proceed. The doors are locked and the house is abandoned. You peek through the window and see nothing of value. A nearby sign says this house is for sale. Interesting. The sign says for sale, see Melantha for details. Okay, so we do have some baddies, clearly, with those red arrows pointing, but I still want to look outside the area. Find whatever exits we can, and then... Okay, I might be going too far there. Okay, yeah, we have some baddies over here. I actually should switch to a razor disc because that's going to do more damage. But whatever. Now we'll just stick with the short sword here. I guess one thing I could do ideally is just bring 3 people. 3 people just regularly and only have the other 2 for their special quest. But I like bringing at least all the different companions at least one time for a playthrough. To see how I hear what the dialogue is like. Maybe in the 3rd one I'll just stick with only like 3 people. You enter the town of Troezen. Daramites, pack soldiers, and traders from all over Linnaeus walk the streets. Whenever you pass, conversations stop. Whenever they think you aren't looking, the people point and whisper. As ways people to read a hand of Avadon, it could be far worse. This city, like most Daramite cities, is centuries old, and the marble buildings have a worn stateliness to them. There are 3 large buildings, an inn to the northeast, City Hall to the northwest, and a massive trading hall in the center of town. Sign says Basilia, Tinker Mage for hire. But yeah, what I mean is just by what I just said is only take 2 certain companions with you all the time, rather than have to alternate between it because that's a lot of inventory management otherwise, but for this playthrough I'll still bring alternate between companions, except for Kalita. I do want to keep Kalita with me at all times. Darvam is the home of the Tinker Mages. These unique wizards who use their powers to animate complex contraptions of clockwork machinery can be found in all Darvamite training centers. The shop is dedicated to the sale, repair, and general maintenance of Tinker Mage machinery. One young woman is on duty. The tools hanging from her... Oh, excuse me. The tools hanging from her belt clang merrily together, and her hands and face are smeared with fresh oil. She says, "I am Basilia. Welcome, Hand of Avadon, to my little shop. I'm sure my goods can't compare with what you have in the Black Fortress, but I am eager to help you in my humble way." I'd like to know more about the Tinker Mages. Of course you would. Everyone in Linnaeus wants to know the secrets of our craft. Don't be optimistic. If any Darvamite sold the mysteries of our trade, we would deal with him. Wait, you are from Avadon? Do you know Alcander? I heard that he got conscripted. You know Alcander? He's a member of a rival clan, given the glorious honor of fighting for the pact instead of staying in Darvam and earning mere money. Lucky fellow, we all so envy him. What would happen to a Darvamite who sold your secrets? We would kill him. She smiles, but you doubt that she is joking. Can anyone buy your work? Oh no, trading Tinker Mage crafts to the Farlanders is incredibly illegal. Don't worry, I've never done it. You don't have to kill me. Basilia chats with you as she repairs the ammunition feeder of a turret. Stay out of its path of fire, please. If it goes off accidentally, I don't want Redbeard mad at me. Are you the only Tinker Mage in this area? Currently, yes. My quality is too high. My sole competitor cleared out a year ago, and they left an expensive workshop behind too. It was very satisfying. They abandoned their workshop? Yes, and quickly. It does hurt that such a nice workshop is left abandoned. I would love to get inside, see what little trinkets were left behind. I might even find someone to look around inside. I would guide them through in return for a share of what's found inside. I can investigate. You quickly negotiate terms with Basilia. She gets any Tinker Mage secrets you learn, you keep all the treasure. It seems fair. Then our partnership can begin. The workshop is to the west on the south side of the river. The front door is open, but there are sure to be traps and locks farther in. Get in as far as you can. When something stops you, come back and describe it to me in detail. With time, I should be able to figure out how to get you past it. Is there anything dangerous in there? Almost certainly, yes. They left behind their stores of turrets and mines. I have every expectation that all the defenses were armed before they left. Waste not, want not. Anything I can buy from you? The Tinker Mage Basilia has a variety of interesting gadgets for sale. As a Hand of Avadon, she offers you a discount. Okay, well, of course I'm going to take lockpicks. And let's actually get a Titan Steel Razor Disc for her. I have valuable salvage for sale. Okay, so we can also sell stuff here. Basilia is a Tinker Mage with a workshop in Troezen. She told you about an abandoned workshop near town and the possible wealth within. The workshop is southwest of town. Explore until you find a trap or door that blocks you and tell Basilia all that you can about it. Okay, so we'll switch out that Razor Disc. That is all I need. Then safe travels to you, loyal warrior of the Pact. Alright, let's switch to... Obviously, for a Shadow Walker, the biggest strength is going to be the Razor Disc over the physical stuff. Even though the Shadow Walker can still melee, of course. Alright, hate breaking into her home, but I could use extra loot and money. Alright, we got a couple good items out of it. The Golden Runestone, which is pretty valuable, and also Shard of the Phoenix, which allows our abilities to return earlier, which is going to be pretty handy. Right, normally I would explore the rest of the town, but let's go ahead and actually do this quest. Because I am very curious about this quest. There are several stone constructs outside the Savannah workshop. They move piles of cracked bricks and rotting lumber from one end of the path to the other, their stone feet wearing deep troughs into the dirt. They are well made. You suspect that it will be months before the magic that powers them fades and they fall apart. They show no signs of recognizing your presence. That's good. You're approaching an abandoned Tinker Mage workshop. Piles of abandoned materials are stacked everywhere, pointlessly shifted around by several mindless constructs. As you round the corner, several turrets by the entrance door swivel to face you. The owners are gone, but the defenses are active. At least the constructs aren't attacking us or anything. Okay, Yushiria has a tool use ability, so she can definitely disarm mines and stuff. All these can be disarmed, to be honest, but you do have to be in melee range for that. Another lockpick. Yoshiria looks down at the runes on the floor and shakes her head. More mindless defenses. I admire the industry of the Daramites, but some things should only be left to thinking beings. When you walk past the two runes on the floor, they flash with a brief burst of sickly green light. You smell ozone. Your hair stands on end. You hear machinery kicking somewhere in the darkness. Moments later, you hear the sounds of stone feet tromping down the stone pathway. The sound is echoing from some way away, but the feet are getting closer. There is a book on this pedestal. It is a ledger of sorts, describing the projects that were in progress in this workshop and their results. Most of them are mundane stuff, routine improvements in turret and mine design. All these projects are marked as concluded success, concluded failure, or transferred. Only two projects are marked as still in progress. One is automatic short-term construct generation. The other is automatic non-sentient mine layer prototype. There are no notes indicating what these projects actually are, but you can kind of guess. Okay, so we have an ogre and a wretch construct. Obviously, we would do more damage if we were up close and personal, but that's alright. Yeah, Kalita will just melee. She doesn't have a full use ability, so that's why she just hits them. The characters with tool use ability, the Shadow Walker, the Sorcerers, and of course the Tinker Mage all have that, but not the other character types. Ah. Yeah, Kalita will just melee them. Because she has no tool use. So probably is a good idea to have like people that have the tool use ability in your party. Or in Yoshiri's stats, it's called Locksmith. Yeah. Battle Runestone. Oop. That's what you get, fool. Okay, so there's nothing here. So yeah, if you're only gonna run like 2 companions in your party the whole game, you might as well just at least run one of them who can be effective against turrets and mines, because they are clearly going to be frequent in the game. The mage also has a ability against that too. So, whatever. We can still destroy it just fine, even though it takes them longer. I don't know why I hit in combat there, by the way. Guess I still was confident that he was dead or something. Alright, come on. Well, screw your immobility effect. What's this missing? Hit him already. At least these aren't a bunch of like giant rat constructs, because that would be so like boring, because we've been fighting so many rats at this point. You have found where the stone constructs were coming from. They were being generated in this magic circle, the power from the crystals assembling the rocks into short-lived defenders to be thrown at you. When you reach the circle, the power fueling the machinery runs out. There is a puff of smoke. The crystals grow dark. The thing burns itself out. Being a Tinker Mage is so handy, though, clearly. Let's get Kalita out of this situation here. I'm surprised this construct hasn't attacked me though yet. I didn't mean to do that. The stone construct is far larger than any of the others you've encountered so far, and much better made. It still walks confidently, and big chunks aren't constantly falling off of it. There is a huge leather pack on the thing's back. As it lumbers towards you, mindlessly bent on destruction, it reaches back and pulls something out of the pack. It is a mine. Oh, I get the gist of that. Good thing we have people that can disarm, though. Come on, try to lay down another one. True stroke broadsword. That's pretty good. 40 to hit chance, 10 to melee damage. It might be better than the one we, although we have the enhancement to strength. I'd rather give this to a. Oh, those are broke. Kalita already has plenty of strength, so we can go ahead and put that on her. No biggie. Because I do like the bonuses that one gives. Even though he doesn't need the strength boost, I mean, he could still use it for the... Oh, the Assassins of Dark is better. Valerian Saver. She also has plenty of... Yeah, let's just go ahead and switch those out. You try to turn this wheel, hoping that it will open the nearby gate. It doesn't budge. You examine the mechanism, hoping to figure out how to unlock it. It is too complicated for you to make sense of it. You take some paper and charcoal and make a rough sketch of the mechanism. Basilia might be able to make sense of it. At least these things are mindless constructs that won't attack us. Oops, not this one. I found a lock gate in the workshop. Here is a drawing of the locking mechanism. Basilia eagerly takes your sketch. Crude, messy work, but I should be able to decipher it. Clever lock design, full of secrets. Give me some time. It will take a few days to figure out how to crack this thing. At least I will be entertained. She waves you away, sits down, and gets to work. Okay, so it looks like we have to do some other quests in the meantime. You have entered a combination home and workshop. Boards and woodworking tools are scattered everywhere, leaving things a big mess. There is one woman in residence, and she is not pleased by your intrusion. She brandishes the ladle at you and shouts, "Who are you? What are you doing in here? Get out!" "I'm a hand of Avadon. And you poke around in my house? You have nothing better to do? Please leave." "What is your name?" "Nova. I'm a loyal citizen of the pack. Do you need anything else before you leave?" "There is something I need to know." "I'm an ordinary person. I know nothing. You should talk to Xenophon. I'll be going now." "Good. Go. Don't come back, and try knocking before breaking into someone's house." Yeah, that is a common theme with the Spyware software games, that you can just waltz into people's homes and take stuff with like no real consequence. So it is cool to occasionally have those moments where that is questioned. Well, Nova is clearly flipping out, so let's just leave. And here we are taking a bunch of stuff out of storerooms now. Elixir of speed. Emerald runestone. You know, if we're starting to get golden runestones now, then... I mean, I still like the icy ones, but yeah, some of these other runestones that I've been using I can probably just go ahead and sell. Keep the ones that like give strength boost or is a golden rune stone. Man, here I am still breaking into all these crazy places. Ooh, pulsing runestone, that would be good too. Merchant storage, keep out. Whoa. Well, we already broke in, so might as well take the stuff that they offer here. Elixir of recovery. Well, rip your merchant storage. You notice that Kalita watches the buildings carefully as she passes by. You ask her why. I'm sorry, Malik. There is something familiar here. It worries me. Don't concern yourself with it. Probably just more of my insanity. You are not insane. I trust you. There must be more to this. Kalita looks surprised. Yes. Thank you. When we return to Avadon, I want to investigate this. Whatever it is. Now let us return to our mission. She keeps walking, but with a determination that was not there before. Svorgald. Svorgald is one of the Farlands, a rocky and cold island off the southeast corner of Linnaeus. The known lands have seen many proud warrior cultures throughout written history, but few have been as fervent and single-minded as that bred by the remote crags of Svorgald. The people of Svorgald are pirates and raiders. Only the ships of Daram can sail farther and faster, and when the sails of Svorgald are visible on the horizon, only suffering can follow them. Their custom for over 1,000 years has been that a youngling of Svorgald cannot truly be a man until the blood of an outsider is on his blade. Thus, it is unfortunate for them that the Midlands Pact has brought their raiding days to an end. Their attacks invited retribution from the warriors of Daram and the Keva, harsh enough to give pause to the Vic. Now the only thing the mainland receives from Svorgald is tribute. Fine ships, mainly. No raids meant no victories, and no victories meant no slain enemies and no full men. And thus the culture of Svorgald suffered a dreadful shock, which it has not dealt with well. Their violent natures turned within. Young warriors attained their manhood using the blood of their own people. The state of affairs, of course, suited the pact very well. But all the Vic are told, almost from birth, the tales of the old days. And they all dream, even in the midst of their self-made nightmare, of the day that they can raid the soft peoples of the pact once again. The Ramites are the great traders of Linnaeus, and each town here of any size has a marketplace like this one. Merchants from all over meet here to haggle, shout, and trade commodities of all sorts. Stalls line the walls, and a large auction house dominates the center hall. An elderly Daramite woman is standing at the podium, sorting through a long list of transactions. Her jewelry and tasteful garments speak of considerable wealth. Of course, even someone of her wealth and status must be polite to a hand of Avadon. She introduces herself with a delicate shake of your hand. Welcome, envoy of Avadon. We are honored to have you here. I am Melantha, a merchant of this town. You are a merchant here? I am. My family has had some success in this town over the last few centuries. The safety of the pact has been good for us. Of course, we have you in part to thank for that. Your family is established here? Yes, Troezen is our home. It is an old town, very old, like most in Daram. We have protected it for generations, and it has rewarded us. Can I buy something from you? She laughs, though not unkindly. Why, of course. How many wagons of meal do you need? How many tons of coal? I am a merchant, yes, but I deal only in large quantities. There is nothing you can sell me? She sighs. Well, since you are a hand, I am selling one of my family's old houses. It's in town, just south of the river. Very nice place, really. A little bit of farmland. It's a good place to settle. I'd like to know more about the house. The house? Oh, yes. Very nice place, really. Small but perfect farmland. It's a good place to settle when you retire from your honor service. I can let it go for only 3,000 coins. Well, we have plenty of money, so I'll take it. The transfer of a sack of coins, a period of counting, and a few signed documents later, you are in possession of a lovely house in a fashionable Daram port town. Melantha gives you the key with a flourish. Congratulations. This is a bit below me business-wise, but if you need more furniture for your home, please ask. I will give you a good deal. A favor to a hand. I need furniture. Then I will help you. As a favor to Avadon, I'll sell it in lots for, say, 300 coins each. I have a set of reclining couches. No Darami house is complete without them. The home needs a new oven, the heart of every home in Daram. I can have one installed. Of course, if you want real luxury, I can have a few of my old but high-quality statues installed outside. Impress travelers. I'll take the couches. Melanchthon makes a note on a piece of parchment. I will be sure to have it installed. They should be in place in a few days. I'll take the oven. I'll take the statues. I am content with my furniture situation. I am content that you are content. Anything I can do for you? Melanchthon is amused. Really? You are an industrious spirit. I understand you haven't met with our mayor yet. I will not tie up your time until I am sure I won't be angering the great power here. She smiles, even if he is my cousin. That's all I need. Melanchthon nods and returns to her papers without another word. The seamstress makes nice, stylish garb from leather and cloth. Some of her work is on display on 2 dummies. The Daramite crafts can be of very high quality. Welcome, traveler, she says. I am Erlia. You look like you are used to hard traveling. I can give you something to protect you on the road. I can also buy quality gear on occasion. Tell me about your wares. High quality, made with the best materials. Some of my garb is even made with giant spider silk, giant steel accents, and salamander skin. These materials can give the clothing gentle, magical properties. Do you ever work with drake skin? No. My skill is great, but not enough to manage that tricky, expensive stuff. Let me see what you have for sale. Erlia doesn't have many items for sale, but they are of high quality. Ooh, this might be good for, yeah, this might be good for, Yoshiria. Yeah, let's get that for her. Something I like to sell. I don't need anything. Then I wish you good day. Yeah, let's put that for her. What does this all give boost to, by the way? Dexterity, razor disc training, flash powder. Okay, so she has boost razor disc training. Where's the flash powder at? Oh, it's right here. Well, she doesn't really need that boost since I'm not training that section, but I do like the boost to razor disc training. The stall comes with a drainage grate and a brazier for burning incense, both necessities for selling potions and similar concoctions. You wince when you enter the small shop. The smell still makes you gag a little. The portly man minding the shop has been smelling the stuff for many years and has affected him a little. His skin is dry and flaky and his hands tremble slightly. He says, welcome to my little shop. I'm Miran, and this is my stock. Limited now, but we hope to get more soon. More potions, I mean. You said you are waiting for more stock? Yes, from our workshop out in the woods, where it can't be smelled. You know, nothing yet. Soon, I hope. Let me see what you have for sale. Oh, I was hoping he had... Miran is an odd, twitchy little fellow, but his potions are of high quality. I wish these were elixirs instead, but... whatever. This is the only booth in the marketplace with its own private guards, both human and turret. When you see the wares for sale, you instantly see why. This merchant deals in jewels. He immediately marks you a customer of quality. Welcome, Hand. I am honored that you decided to stop in. I am Rasmus. Do you need jewelry, mundane or enchanted? I have both. Your goods are expensive. They are. There's many a brigand or Svargald raider who'd love to catch my caravan on a distant road. When are you leaving town? He frowns. I'm sorry, Han, but I never share details of my route. That's how you get robbed and murdered. Have you been attacked? Never once. I travel secretly and quickly, and I stick to the free roads. The pack does an excellent job of keeping those safe, even in the wild realm. Rasmus sits behind his table and shows you one lovely piece of jewelry after another. Some are beautiful, others bear an enchantment. You can tell why he needs the guards. What gems do you have for sale? Rasmus sells gems and jewelry. He likes Avadon and his prices reflect it. Okay, cool. Do you ever buy things? I don't need anything. I'm sorry to hear it. If you change your mind, return quickly. I could decide to move to a new town at any moment. Noted. Okay, so... Oh, there's somebody out here to talk to. This merchant hall has a smithy outside of it to the west. The smith is a massive middle-aged man with gray streaks in his hair. When you approach, he nods to you. Then he points to a sign by the north wall. It says, simply, Corbin's Smithy. You look back to Corbin, who nods. I'd like to know more about something. Corbin shakes his head. You won't tell me? Corbin shakes his head. He looks slightly annoyed. You don't talk? Corbin shrugs. You can't talk? Corbin nods. How's the quality of the metalwork in Daram? Corbin hits his chest with his fist and raises his hammer in the air. This seems to be an expression of pride. Based on the quality of the goods on display, this price seems justified. Can I sell something? Corbin shakes his head and points into the trading hall. Can I buy something? Corbin grabs a chalkboard and leads you over to the goods he has for sale. He is ready to haggle, but in a non-verbal way. Alright, let me see your weapons. Duramite steelwork is first rate. The quality here is as good as you find without finding artifacts in a dungeon or something. Ooh, Titan steel. Let me see your armor. I don't need anything. Corbin nods and waves, then he returns to work. Okay, so far. You walk through the fence and approach the city hall, Troezen's oldest and most elegant structure. It is not large, but it is clean, dignified, and well tended. It seems the natural first place to hunt for Xenophon. You enter the audience hall of Troezen. There is an old man sitting in the gilt chair by the west wall. When you enter, he's pretending to read some papers so you are confident that his nonchalance is entirely fake. He knew you had arrived before you set one foot in town. Still, he feigns calm well. He looks up and motions for you to approach. A hand of Avadon. What a rare pleasure. Please enter. Have some tea. I would love to aid you. When he sees Kalita, he visibly starts. It only lasts for a moment, but something breaks his composure. As for the Blade Master, she looks confused. She has a lost memory of this place, which causes her to be borderline catatonic. You approach the gilt chair of the leader of Troezen. The gold coating of the seat has been flaking off for many years, a carefully calibrated act of modesty on the part of the town's chosen leaders. The man rises slowly. I am Xenophon, he says, chosen mayor of Troezen. And you are? You give him your name. He nods, shakes your hand, and sits. I was not expecting a visit from envoys of Avadon, I'm afraid. If Redbeard had sent notice, I would have arranged a greeting matching your status. He mops sweat from his brow, though the room is cool. I want nothing but to help you. Tell me more about Troezen. A lovely town, is it not? It is a great honor that I was chosen to guide them for this term. Please be sure to walk his pathways, stop into his trading center, drink at our inn, which is very clean. You are the chosen leader? Of course, it is a way of all Daramites. We do not believe in royalty. Instead, every 5 years in every town, the people gather to choose their leaders. Candidates step forward, and each eligible person writes a name on a chit and puts it in a jar. The person with the most chits is the leader for 5 years. An unusual system, I admit, but we are very proud of it. Who is allowed to write a chit? Ah, a difficult question. Each town has a different rule. Some places exclude potential casters based on gender, or wealth, or place of birth, or species. This leads to many passionate arguments, as you can imagine. And here, any Darramite born human above the age of 14 can write a chit. We are proud of our tolerance. What did you do before you were chosen as mayor? I was there is a nervousness again. A merchant, a trader of some renown. I am sacrificing many opportunities for wealth by doing this job. No regrets, though. It is a high honor. Is there a similar system in place anywhere else in Linnaeus? No, I believe that sometimes leader of the Wild Realm tribes are chosen by popular acclaim, but only rarely. Many think us eccentric, even mad, to leave this choice to ordinary unwashed people. To us, it is a point of great pride. Xenophon sits in his chair and speaks with you. From time to time, he has a guard bring cups of cool, minty tea. Now that he has had time to recover, he seems less nervous. However, you do notice that his gaze flicks over to Kalita more than you would expect. The Blade Master, for her part, is completely silent. You are the chosen leader. Oh, I already read that. You seem nervous. I do? Of course not. I am but overtired. My job drains me, enough that I am failing to greet a hand with the ceremony required. I do apologize. And yet, there is another nervous look at Kalita. He knows her, but neither of them is willing or able to say how. I am on a mission, and I need guidance. What? Of course, I will tell you what I can, so you can be safely on your way. I am on a mission to the Tawan Empire. A look of unfeigned sympathy crosses his face. The Farlands. I do not envy you. The Tawan lost centuries of wealth and power to the Pact, and their hatred for us is without limit. Please tell me you will be careful. There is not much I can tell you about that place, but I can direct you to an Avadon outpost near the Tawan border. There you can speak and ask advice freely. An outpost of Avadon? Yes, Avadon does have small keeps spread throughout Linnaeus. They are kept secret for their own protection. You are far from the first I have directed to one. Who else have you directed to this keep? Oh, I doubt Avadon would want me to share that information. You understand, I'm sure. Why are you telling me how to reach this fort and not some heart in Avadon? I believe that the existence of some of them is hidden from all of Avadon but Redbeard. Perhaps to keep them safe from spies, or perhaps to avoid budgetary difficulties with Hanvar's council. Where do I go? It is called Fort Foresight. He marks the location on your map. It is small and easy to miss, right on the Tawan border. To learn more about your mission, travel there. Okay, so now we have some place we need to go. I am very curious about Kalita's character arc now, if he's nervous about her. There are two guards standing next to the stairway. When you approach them, they step forward and block your path. Considering that you're from Avadon, their visible terror when doing this is understandable. One of them says, I'm sorry, Han. Very, very sorry. These are Xenophon's private chambers. They are not to be entered. They are scared but determined. You don't see any reason to pick a fight with them. Never mind. The guards heave deep sighs of relief. Thank you for your understanding, Han. Alright, got information on Kalimdariel, pack papers, repeal. The people of Kalimdariel have the most advanced, sophisticated culture in all of Linnaeus, and they take great pains to make sure that nobody ever forgets it. Their food, their music, their literature all have a complexity and quality unknown outside any state, but perhaps Darram. Kalimdariel's culture is a subtle melding of all the customs of all the peoples who have invaded it over the centuries. Because of the breadth of its lands and difficulty defending them, Kalimdariel has rarely been able to hold off an invader. Instead, it takes the Troezen, seduces them with their way of life, and in the end, assimilates them. But this has long been a painful and trying process with much death and devastation, and thus the current rulers of Kalimdariel have had no difficulty deciding to join the pact when membership was offered. In the century since, some things changed in Kalimdariel, like their military, which has grown far stronger, and their ruling nobles who have, in their new safety, engaged in baroque political struggles, court intrigues, and campaigns of political assassination. The culture, on the other hand, remains, a bit stagnant and codified, perhaps, but still the envy of the known world. Few are as pleased with the security of the Midlands Pact as the people of Kalimdariel. However, in the last 2 years, their lasting argument with Hoklanda over the ownership of the contested Baraza Woods has erupted into violence. Okay, with that in mind, let's go ahead and save the game right here, and I can explore the rest of Troezen in the next part.